Brewing Network.
Hi folks, so I just got up to Quincy, California. I found out yesterday when I was at Sierra Nevada that the Sierra Nevada team, Ken Grossman, had lent their mobile brew house to Quintopia Brewing Company up here in Quincy because their brewery burnt down. So I wanted to come up and get the story straight from Tom, the owner and the brewmaster, and see what happened. So we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna try to find out exactly what happened with everything, and then show you some of the damage that occurred. You know, it's a pretty tragic story, and I get a little choked up throughout the day, you know, telling it, but it's also got a lot of positivity about community, and we talk about that all the time in the brewing world. And I think this is a great example of like, not just a brewing community, but an actual community coming together to help somebody out. So come on inside and we'll meet these guys and see what we can learn about what happened. So I'm at Quintopia Brewing Company in Quincy. Yeah?
Yeah.
And your brewery recently burnt down?
It did, about 6 weeks ago now.
Okay.
We had an unfortunate incident where the trailer park next door caught fire and took out my building, Quintopia, our production facility, I should say, because we're standing in our tap room and restaurant, which is still here, thankfully. And it also took out two nonprofits. It took out the Plymouth Crisis Intervention Resource Center.
Wow.
And it took out the costume and prop storage for the West End Community Theater, which is, we're technically standing in my tap room and the lobby for the West End Theater.
And there's you know, these fires that everyone's been hearing about in California. They're here. They're around this area.
The air is smoky outside. We are seeing fire trucks roll by. If you saw the patio, it's covered in ash.
And you're with the fire department as well.
I am. I'm in a local volunteer fire department. And,
yeah.
You actually worked on your own
fire.
I
did. Yeah, I did. That was. I laugh about it. It was kind of traumatic.
Yeah.
It's very removed when you're working on someone else's property. You know, you feel for them, but you get the job done. And I did make a forced entry into my own building and recover my office documents at least while I was burning. But
You built the brewery too.
I did, yeah. I built it physically myself with help from a handful of the investors. We're very hands-on as well. It was pretty heartbreaking.
How did it happen? Okay, so the brewery's gone.
Brewery's gone.
And I'm sure
Completely.
you go through just a period of shock.
Everything, every little thing we lost.
Yeah.
I've pulled out, like I said, a few office documents because I went in there, and that's about it.
So how does it happen, you know, between then and now that you end up with Sierra's brew house in your yard?
Well, the brewing industry is really tight and full of good people, and even outside of the brewing industry, I know some great people down in Chico who connected me with Terrence, and we just talked about what happened and talking about the fact that I needed to keep brewing in some capacity for licensing reasons and because we're a brewery, you know, like
and this is what you want to see right now. I mean, all right, everyone is involved in this pandemic, obviously. And now California has these enormous wildfires.
Yeah.
Okay, 2020, thank you.
2020.
And then you experience a building fire. I mean, talk about stacking up difficult times on you.
Right.
So this is what you want to see, is people coming together, humans coming together.
And the Quincy community, there were literally people walking around town in tears when we were on fire.
Oh, man.
For us, for the Crisis Center, for West End Theater, and the donations, the cash donations that have come in. We did a big GoFundMe, and just offers of support. I mean, people on the street just stopping me and, you know, just like super heartfelt, and people really worried that we're going to disappear, like we're going to throw our hands in the air, and they're just like, you cannot.
Doesn't sound like your style though.
No, we'll keep pushing on, and we've got new building plans being drawn up and dealing with insurance and everything. It's all messy, but you know, this is what I do. I'm a brewer, and we're making good beer, and Quincy has loved having us here.
Yeah.
And we're going to make sure we keep doing that. We've become a real Cheers, man.
So I had interviewed Ken back during Beer Week when they just, San Francisco Beer Week, when they just got the brewery on a trailer and kind of on the road. And the plan was for it to travel the country and do different events, as was my plan with the Brewing Network.
Right.
All of that comes to a screeching halt. And I know you and I know Ken well enough to know that he could not think of a better use of this brewery.
Yeah, Tom and I got a hold of each other. It was literally, I was walking through the brewery and, you and I had talked a little bit about, how could we help, and threw a couple ideas out there, which wasn't the brew house, until one day I was like walking through the brewery and I'm like, okay, this thing's just sitting there. We had plans for it. It's not being used for what we wanted it for.
Yeah.
And why not offer it? Call up Ken. Ken's like, great idea. Let's go for it. And
can I ask, if you don't mind, is the GoFundMe still available?
It is, absolutely.
And where do people go to search for that?
On our website, actually.
Okay.
If you go to our website, there's a link right there. The first thing you see.
Is that just quintopia.com?
Quintopiabrewing.com.
Okay.
And it has our story about what happened. It has the GoFundMe link. And, we don't expect really anything, but those contributions have certainly helped.
Yeah. I appreciate your resilience, man. I can see, I get a little emotional about it too. I can see the pain that, this has caused, but you're also staying positive because you have to, and for your community and your family. And I appreciate you for that. Well, I wish you luck. I hope people go to quintopia.com. If you have a little to give, you should. Tom's a nice person, and this is a good town. And I wish you luck. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terrence.
Let's get you back on your feet.
Yeah,
That's
let's
right.
do it.
Yeah.
And let's go check out that brew house, huh? So the fire started over here in or around a trailer. And, the first responders turned up, and there was only so much they could do. And it pretty quickly took this wall out, got into this room, and then just moved into the attic in the greater building, and it went for it. And it was pretty rough. And I worked with the firefighters as much as I could to inform them where the dangers were. And
did you suit up with that?
I did, yeah.
You did, yeah. To help fight the fire.
I did, yeah.
And you're just saying, hey, I got these chemicals over here.
Yeah, here's 300 pounds of CO2 at high pressure. Here's a whole bunch of CO2, nitrogen, argon for the welding. There's a bunch of acids and caustic in that corner. And I salvaged over there, that pile is a lot of the wood that I milled, because I milled a lot of the wood for this brewery in my own backyard and neighbors' backyards, and we pulled some of it out.
After the fact?
Weeks later.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to put that into the new brewery in some capacity. Maybe some of it as is, but I do love doing woodwork, so we might plane some down and re-epoxy it and keep some of the char and whatever. Look at sky's clear today for the first time in weeks, and
back at it.
We're gonna be back at it. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to a little bit of Sierra Nevada love and a lot of other companies. It's gonna be good.
Well, thanks for reliving it a little bit with us. I just wanted to, once Terrence told me about it, I just thought, I gotta go see this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, get me all teared up. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out. You want to see if there's some banners over here?
Yeah.
It is fucking. It's full
emotional.
On, man. I've come down here a bunch of times and just made conversation.
Okay, so we are standing on the ground on the brewery that used to be Quintopia, that burnt down just a little over a month ago. I'm here with Terrence from Sierra and Tom from Quintopia. And he's gonna rebuild. We've been talking about that all day. So we thought maybe a little ceremonious, let's consecrate this ground. Let's bust a growler on it.
Yeah, we've got a fire damaged, charred, scratched growler here, and we thought we'd just offer it to the land. And
and to Ninkasi maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I believe in you. I'm gonna be back.
Good.
Yeah, just to drink beer, selfish reasons. It was good beer.
Well,
right, Terrence?
Absolutely.
On that note,
Absolutely.
tip some charcoal out. Oh wow, look at that.
Is it full? Wow.
Yeah, didn't know that. Plymouth strong.
Yeah.